Hey, Cory here. I thought it was about time that I gave an update on a rental property that I've recently renovated after paying a tenant cash for keys. Happy to update that I have rented this property, what seems to be lovely tenants, and they're going to be taking possession here at the beginning of the next month. So I've come to an agreement on rent with this tenant for $2,150 a month. They'll pay utilities on top of that. And if you remember, the previous rent on this property was at $960 a month. So a fairly substantial increase on rent. As a recap, if you didn't watch some of the previous videos, I had come to an agreement with the tenant to terminate the tenancy here in exchange for $15,000. On top of that, I then decided to renovate the property, which cost me about $50,000. So all in about $65,000 cash outlay. So with an additional bump in rent of $1,190 a month, it does beg the question, was that cash outlay worth it? While the tenants aren't in here yet, the dust has mostly settled on this process of going through cash for keys, renovating a unit, and re-renting it, which gives me some perspective on financially, was there a gain there? Was there a benefit? And honestly, I'm pretty happy with a payback of 4.5 years. That's short enough given what I've done. But also I look at the cash outlay that I had versus the additional income of close to $15,000 I'm making every single year on a cash outlay of $65,000. That's about a 22% return versus if I had taken that $65,000 and let's say put it in an index fund in the stock market and made maybe around 7% return. Obviously, there's other factors at play. There's still expenses that I have to pay here on this property, but I was also paying those expenses when I was only making $960 a month out of this unit as well. So I kind of consider that a bit of a null point. On top of that, obviously, there's a consideration of what increase was there to the value of the property overall, not only from the improvement that was done to this unit, but also the bump in rent that it sees will also help increase the value. That being said, we're operating in a market where we're seeing falling real estate values. So it's a little bit tough to quantify what the actual bump or increase in value to this property actually is until I were to put it out on the open market. So that's it. I wanted to give a quick summary to how things shook out here on the cash for keys. When I shot this video, honestly, the reason I shot it is because I had hoped that there was videos like this when I started investing in real estate. There's just not enough transparent information out there on the process of things, but also just financially, how do people make decisions around whether it's cash for keys or renovating a unit or purchasing a unit. So hopefully this gives some insight and help and guidance to those getting started or those considering approaching some of their tenants with cash for keys as well. If you have any questions, I'd love for you to leave me a comment, shoot me a message, be happy to chat.